Hey everyone, Zach and Jules here, and we're so excited to be back with you for season 2 of Life After Prison, The Sit Down.
But before we start, we really need your help. Life After Prison is nothing without you guys.
All of you listening to us, wherever you are the most important part of Life After Prison, and we need to hear from you.
And we want to know exactly what you think of the show.
Life After Prison is funded by the National Lottery. And for us to be able to secure more funding, keep the project going, we need to be able to prove to the lottery that you, the Life After Prison community, are loving exactly what we do.
And that you want us to keep Life After Prison going forever.
Forever?
Forever, ever.
Forever, ever. So we've made a small feedback form. It's totally anonymous. We'd be so grateful if as many of you as possible could please complete the form.
It will take you about 3 minutes to complete, and it will help us out so much.
You can find the link to the form in the podcast description or our Instagram bio and on our website, lifeafterprisonpod.com.
Again, thank you so much and enjoy the episode.
Yeah.
So, Zachariah.
Yes, Juliana.
Did you find a passion in prison?
Yeah. I used to write poetry before, but I've really honed in on it in prison. So I was able to write more and more. So that's one of the big ones.
I want to hear more and more.
Yeah, hopefully
Had a
soon.
snippet.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, you're
What about
actually
yourself,
really
though?
good.
Am I?
You're really good.
But no, what about you? Any more? Any passions for you?
Passion in prison.
Yeah.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Training, lifting.
Smashing the PT world.
Feeling strong. Yeah. That was probably my main passion in prison.
Big up yourself. 10 times.
Thanks.
Hello and welcome back to Life After Prison, The Sit Down with Jules and Zach.
This is a podcast where we are joined on each episode with a guest who shares their journey of life after prison. So today we are joined by a radio producer and presenter, Ali Abdi.
Yes. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you, bro?
I'm doing brilliant, man. Our first time on the show, Life After Prison. It's good, man. I don't know if the listeners know, but me and you and Jules, we know each other properly. We've been knowing each other for a long while now.
Yeah.
I think for like a year, innit?
Yeah. So we're gonna let the people know more about you.
100%.
Even more so why it's exciting to have you actually in the studio.
Yeah,
so
here,
welcome.
Man. Welcome, man. The chairs are comfy as well, man.
Good.
That's good. Okay, Ali, so you host the breakfast show for National Prison Radio. What does that involve?
That involves a lot of stuff. When I first went inside the porridge show, it was a mixture of just like normal mixture musics in it, and I took over it. I just started doing like music specials, but breakfast show is not that in a sense. The breakfast show is basically waking up a person, you get me, like properly showing energy through your voice and getting them thinking, man, getting them doing stuff inside the cell, showing them the shout outs, the requests. And we got loads of quizzes, loads of I even brought you two on the show. We done like a little bit of quiz. You get me?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Who won, by the way, out of you two?
Jules won.
Yeah, Jules won one time. Jeez,
I actually don't think I did, but thank you.
No, you did. You won it. You won it on the Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take that. I did.
The Christmas special quiz, yeah. But yeah, man, porridge show just basically like that.
Just porridge is called. So the breakfast show is called porridge.
Yeah, the porridge show.
Nothing better than waking up to Ali on a breakfast show.
100, man. The slogan for those people that don't know, it is with your eating breakfast or brushing your teeth, stay tuned to the porridge show.
Yes, the energy is amazing.
Yeah,
so,
is that your one?
That's mine. That's mine still. They didn't have a slogan for the porridge show, man. They didn't have a slogan for the porridge show, so I made my own one. I just said, bro, I was inside the cell. I used to listen to the NPR porridge show while I was brushing my teeth and eating breakfast. So I said, with you eating breakfast or brushing your teeth, stay tuned to the porridge show.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
Is there a difference between you away from the show, away from work, and your radio personality? Is there a difference?
Quite. A little bit of difference, innit? There's an unfiltered me.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was like a big unfiltered me, but I'll say it's just like, I'm still bubbly, I'm still everything, but I'm human at the same time. Sometimes everyone has their bad days, everyone has their good days, but I think my personality is similar to my radio personality. Because I'm always a bubbly guy.
Always giving that good energy.
Yeah, always.
I mean, I can say that, yeah, that's true because we know you on radio and off, and you bring the same energy, the same bubbliness. That's wicked.
Hopefully.
But you also got that ability to just switch on like radio time.
Radio voice. Ali's radio voice.
I never used to have that, you know. I remember at the beginning when I first started NPR, I was yelling on the mic, bro. The limiter, like, I don't know about the voice, like the EQ was so off the roof. Like one of my colleagues was like, yo, what you're doing there is kind of, you get me? It's kind of crazy. You're yelling on the mic. Speak on it properly. Then I done a monotone voice where everyone just...
We've seen the monotone voice.
That's what, okay, let me tell you.
Remember the monotone voice?
The
Do you remember
monotone
it,
voice.
Jules? You don't remember him?
I'm waiting
remember.
for you to do an impression.
No, I'm not going to do the impression. No, obviously.
I'll do the
I'm not going to
impression,
even ask you to do it, but like, it's when you had to give what was it? A message
so it
you had
was
to
called,
give.
I've heard it.
It's a little porridge place where, like, it's a little feature in porridge called Porridge Thought of the Day, where we put like a little motivational quote for the prisoners, and then I put my voice like very
What's
deep.
the latest one that you've done?
I forgot it, you know,
Okay.
there's like bare paragraphs.
Okay.
It will just be like, it's just like normal ones like do right, make sure you like don't show negativity everywhere. Sometimes people don't like negativity.
Yeah.
Always be a positive person, because
like
once you have one negative thought, it's game over.
It continues.
And then I
innit?
put it like my Morgan Freeman voice of like, this is Porridge's thought of the day, a moment of reflection. So I was like, straight there.
Yeah.
And then people would just get engaged to it. So
Okay.
yeah, man.
Oh.
How do you create the content then? Like, what's the creative process behind it?
The creative process behind it was I didn't know the structure of a breakfast show. I only did porridge mixes. When I first came to NPR, I didn't do porridge show. I was doing a show called The Warm Up.
Okay.
And that was like a sports show where we was just basically trying to get the people in prison. It was in 2020. Everyone was locked down, 23-hour bang up. We were trying to get them active. So we had Jules. Jules, that's when I first met Jules.
Okay.
Yeah, when I first met her. It was kind of mad because imagine going work, but then going gym at the same time.
So the working out was part of work.
So me and my colleague, we had to get workout like audios.
Okay.
Not workout videos, but workout audios. Make sure that the PT trainer, when they're speaking on the microphone, they can actually like
Articulate it.
so that listen. So basically we had a structure going on. I'll have my shorts on, he has a shorts on. Early in the morning, we're supposed to be wearing work clothes, like normal clothes, just to be working. But everyone had their shorts on. Me and my colleague had our shorts on.
Were you doing the workouts as well?
Bro, we had to, bro. I'm talking about we had to do the...
Yeah.
I'm talking about we put the laptop on, Jules in the Zoom, and my other colleague is helping out with the recording, doing the background music and everything. And then I'm there with my back against the camera.
Okay.
So that I can just listen to Jules and do the workout.
Okay, I hear you.
So there was a day where Jules we had to do 2 workouts with her.
Back to back.
But me and my colleague had to pick. So I said, so this happened. My colleague was like, I'm going to pick the second one. I was like, you're lucky. Why are you going to pick the second one? You want me to go first, innit? It's early morning, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Jules helped me out, calm, done it, came back, put my towel on. I said, it's your turn. You're next.
Yeah.
He's sweating. I can hear him breathing heavy on the mic. And then Jules is like, you're nearly there. I'm joking. That was the last. That wasn't the last workout. He was looking at the camera like...
I absolutely rate them for what they did,
Is
to
it?
be fair.
You put them through their paces.
I mean, I made the workout. If I wanted to work out on myself, then I'd be... how long was it, Ali? Like 20 minutes?
Like 20-minute workout. And she had so many like stuff she was done. I think there was a hit one that you did.
Yeah.
There was...
I was getting them doing burpees. I was getting them doing... I did. What? Yeah, I was making them work hard.
Yeah, so
then I gained it all back, man.
it happens. So so in terms of like the creative process, is that like you like kind of throw yourself into things? Is that how you like create the content for the shows?
Yeah, man. It's like basically I don't know what creativity come from anxiety, bro. That's what I believe in it.
Okay.
So for instance, if your anxiety levels are up, that's the more time you'll be creative. So I'll give you a picture.
Okay,
There's a
go on.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
and there's a thing called the learning zone out of it, and there's a thing called the danger zone.
Okay.
When you're inside the comfort zone, that's everyone. Everyone wants to be comfortable. Everyone wants to chillax. Everyone wants to chill, not do nothing and everything. But then once you're coming out of the comfort zone, your anxiety levels get a bit high.
Yeah.
And that's the learning zone.
Okay.
So that means you're learning something brand new.
So do you put yourself into that mode when you're making the show?
100. I put myself into that mode. But at the same time, if you put in yourself more anxiety, that's where you stop at the danger zone.
Yeah.
Danger zone brings you back to the comfort zone. The comfort zone makes you low. So it's like 3 big circles. That's the way I image it in my mind. Anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, man, your anxieties have to get high to be creative.
And then what does that do for the content? And what does that do for when you for the process?
You hit and miss.
Okay.
Hit and miss. So basically, you just miss a couple stuff. Sometimes you get an idea, you're thinking it's good, it doesn't work out.
Okay.
So did you try them out?
Yeah, I tried them out.
And you'll know what kind of like works and doesn't work?
Yeah, what kind of works and what doesn't work. I had a thing where I was telling people in the prisoners, like, yo, tell me what you do for a Friday. No one was calling them.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I have to switch up. I have to engage it. Tell me what type of workouts you did. A couple people start calling. I was like, all right, cool. That's all right. And then when I started engaging to them, like when I started putting activities and started cleaning the tracks that they like and started making them sure that they have a voice, fan base became big.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I loved it after that, man. It was actually interesting.
So I was going to ask you, how do you interact with, like you mentioned, you know, certain ways that you interact with the audience. Like, how do you, like, what kind of response do you get from people and how do you get responses? And
we get responses in so many different ways. We get them in a place called the Digital Hub. And that's where they have like little computers inside the cell. They just press like on the shows, all the past shows that you listened that we did before. And there's other one called Letter Log.
Okay.
Where basically people send letters and people send phone calls in. So when they call in and everything is all on a sheet. So that's where I get contacted from prisoners shouting out.
Yeah, let's say we didn't make it clear, but obviously the NPR is only available in prison.
Yeah.
And you do the porridge, so
yeah.
And that's how people contact you from inside prison.
100%, yeah. So yeah, NPR is it's a radio station that's in prison. 80,000 prisoners listen to it every day. So you're more likely to get like a good 30K, 40K listening to your...
Wow.
And it's not on the out.
And it's not on the outside now, man. And everyone tunes in because it's only one radio station that's stuck onto the TV channel. So
How busy does it get then with the responses and...
Loads of busy. We got like bare people going through letters, messages, and like 2 of my colleagues, they do that.
And how do you get them, like, how do you interact?
So basically I collect the information. Just yesterday I was doing a family and friends request show for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So I was doing it with one of my colleagues and she owns this, like she presents the show, innit? So she told me help her out and everything. And that's like very different to what I do because I'm only connected to the people inside.
Okay.
But on the family friends request show, it's outside and inside talking to each other. So they send each other messages. It was crazy, man. I saw a guy propose to his wife like, on the script. Like, It was like, yo, I want to marry you, Avy. And I was like, yo, hey. On the camera, I was like, what's going on? and then you got a lady, just said like one short message to her man inside. Said, Craig, your father. Bam.
Whoa.
It was like, I was like,
emotional stuff.
There you go, man.
Did you listen to the breakfast show when you was inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a normal breakfast show. It was basically just movie questions and indie music.
Okay.
Loads of indie music.
Okay.
It was just genre was like mostly like indie music or pop music.
And what did it mean to you then? Like
with the porridge,
listening to it.
Listening to it, it's something that you can wake up to and then in the morning get your day started straight away. And then you have the repeats as soon as you come back from your cell and you feel calm. And I would say porridge is like a big impact for the radio because it have to have a morning show, man. Basically every radio station has to have a morning show, man. So that's like the pinnacle.
Did you ever think when you were younger that you'd be a radio presenter?
Nah, I thought I was going to be something. I don't know what I was going to be, bro. I wanted to be a businessman when I was young.
Is it?
Yeah, like proper business.
Where did you see? What kind of business?
Like international business, like proper going out there. I was going to like get in advertising marketing. But it didn't go.
Why advertising and marketing? Why that though?
Family.
Okay.
Family, man. Like, come on, man. When you come, especially from my culture, I'm Somalian for those who don't know. My culture basically is most of the parents and they just want doctors, innit? Oh, he's gonna become
That's
a
similar.
doctor
Yeah,
there,
doctor, lawyer.
there.
I can relate.
So I remember when I was young, I told my mom, I want to become a music producer.
Yeah.
I said to her, I wanted to become a music producer. I was actually good at making beats. I wanted to become a music producer, but then life turned downhill after that.
So then where did that ambition tail off? Where did that pursuit end?
The pursuit ended.
In terms of like, you know, the advertising and all that.
Advertising, bro.
And the producing. Like
and the producing.
Yeah.
Pursuit ended when I got a case.
Okay.
Yeah, pursuit ended. My whole life. Like I had dreams, little dreams just to go uni and get a degree, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. That didn't work out. I said to myself, I'm going to get a gap year. After I got kicked out, nothing happened. I was chilling around. I was chilling around a bad environment, man.
Okay.
Bad environment, that's what it was.
And then how long did you end up doing in prison and what was it for?
I ended up doing 28 months. They gave me half, 14 months. I done 10 months inside, 4 months on tag, and I got done for GBH.
How did you actually handle being in jail? And what kind of stuff did you do, or what did you do inside to get you through?
First of all, when I went inside jail, they took me to a holding cell first. After every time they sentence you. So I got sentenced. Judge smacked the thing. You're sentenced. Look at the side. I wanted to say bye to mom and aunties. The guy that I'm cuffed to, you know, when you're cuffed to inside the court. The guy cuffed to just pulled me and I was like, all right, bye, mom. Went inside. I'm not gonna lie, most of me felt relieved. The reason why, because he slammed it and at least he gave me my sentence. I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna get more years or less years or if I'm not gonna go inside jail or not. Because it's a very, very terrifying thing, especially when you're on bail and you got your friends saying to you, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? And you're like, oh, what do you mean? What am I doing tomorrow? I got my case tomorrow. I got to go to court tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be out tomorrow. So those types of situations was very crazy for me. And then I went inside, first prison, Pennerville. Usual questions. You go inside the governor's office. They ask you so many questions. Like it's the usual. They have to ask you these questions. Are you homophobic? Are you
are you part of a gang? All of that.
Are you part of a gang? All of that. So me, I just answered all my questions, and I remember one guy was escorting me to the induction wing, and he looked at me because I had mixed feelings because I'm going inside, I'm hearing bare noises,
Were
people
you like
yelling.
a bit nervous?
Yeah, man. As soon as I come off the bus, all I'm hearing is, what? Fresh meat? Oh.
No way.
And I'm thinking, what? These lot are just crazy. But really and truly, just man, I'm joking about.
Yeah, they're messing about. Yeah.
They're messing about. This is what you get your heart pumping on induction for no reason. So you go inside. I remember I went inside induction ring. The gov was like I thought he was gonna give me like mad advice. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, it's your first time. He come to me, it's your first time. I was like, yeah, gov, you got any? Follow me. I was like, this guy.
Did you expect anything?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Why are you asking me? It's my first time.
Dreams
trying to ask me. I thought he was gonna give me advice or something, bro.
Were you expecting to go in?
No. If you asked me 5 years ago, would you see yourself in jail? I would have laughed at you and said, stop cursing me.
Okay.
I mean, you mentioned hanging around, you know, being around the wrong crowd and wrong people. Was that was at uni times or just before?
That was at uni times and college times.
Do you think, you know, that had an influence of you, you know, going in?
Yeah, that had a very big influence on me going in because I had bare terrible people around me. People that are so called as friends at them times. When I was young, it was just too different because everyone was just out for themselves. You had friends that thought that you was your friends, but really and truly they weren't. It's just basically the saying, misery needs company. Someone miserable needs company. You get it? So if you're a person that gives positivity and that's what it is, that's one thing that I would like to tell the users, protect your energy, man. Protect your energy, bruv. Like really and truly, you need to protect your energy, man. You can't just be around any person. You can't just give energy out to any person because people are like plugs, bro. They will suck that energy away from you, bro.
Is that something that you've learned through this journey that you know?
Through this journey. So when I used to be chilling with the so-called friends I used to have, I used to tell them everything about my life and they'll use that against me. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So it'll be like it'll not use that against you, but it'll be like in a sense where, you know, when a man and my cussing each other out, like, oh yeah, you.
Yeah, they bring out them digs.
And then they bring out the big guns, like, but I swear you. And then everyone's like, oh, hey, that's deep, you know, why did you say that?
Yeah.
So it used to be like that when I was young, innit? And then I clocked to myself like, yo, and then every time I kept learning from my mistakes and everything. And then it started from protecting my energy. Any person that I don't feel that's right for me or good for me, I won't even be rude to them. I'll just be like, oh, I gotta go.
Just keep it moving, innit?
And you just, you know, did that. You just did that yourself. You didn't. You just had it. How did you do that?
To be honest, it was hard. It was hard in the beginning because every human being's got attachment issues. If you've been chilling with a friend for years and you chill in the same spot for years, and then you and your friend stop talking, you're still gonna be like, that spot, like,
you're still gonna have attachment.
You're still gonna have attachment. So it was hard in the beginning, but at the same time, I tried my best to cut out those people. So when I went inside prison, I didn't speak to no one except for my mum and one other person.
And then what about like forming like relationships on the wings? Then?
On the wings, yeah.
Like, or navigating that kind of environment.
Okay, so when navigating that kind of environment, first of all, people don't know, but when you're inside a prison, there's 2 rules that I always say to myself.
Okay.
Number 1 is that never be in a gang.
Okay.
If you're not in a gang, don't hang around gang members. Don't be affiliated with the gang members. Don't be seen around the gang members. Don't be anywhere near gang members. You get it? The reason why I say that is because anything can happen, bro.
True.
A brother could be asking a gang member for a tuna and then might get
seen as an affiliate.
Yeah. You get it? So it's just that. Number 2, don't do no business on the wing. If you love yourself, don't do no business on the wing. And by business, I'm talking about like it can be normal stuff, it can be contraband, it can be like bets. So for instance, I'm playing FIFA, I lose a game of FIFA, this guy wants my 2 macros by next week. You see me? If you don't pay up, hey! You get it? But nah, man, I actually had a nice time in jail. I was surprised, man. I went inside jail, met some lovely people, met some people that I used to think they were intimidated, but they weren't. They were just actually normal guys. Like, and because I'm not gonna lie, I'm from the end. So when I went inside Pennerville first time, it was the hood.
It was people that you know.
People, no, not people that I know, but just the surrounding.
Okay,
and the environment, familiar with it. Just familiar with, you're listening. Hey, bro, did you see the match last night? I swear down, cuz. Like, everyone just talking, and you just get involved, man. You get involved. That's what it is.
So tell us about how you first found out about National Prison Radio.
I was in Pennerville, 2nd month in. I turned on the TV. National Prison Radio was on. Saturday at 11 o'clock. An instrumental show came up. So around that time, there's like an instrumental show. For those who don't know, it's a show called Free Flow. It has instrumentals playing back to back, but the show wasn't the show when I was there. So
okay, cool.
So because
what do you mean by that?
So what I mean by that is that they were playing the same beats over and over again, man. So I think there was like one beat called Mo Stack Change instrumental.
Okay.
Kept coming on 24/7. They played the old Akon Locked Up. That instrumental, all of that. And then I moved to Brixton. And then once I moved to Brixton, I think one colleague came up to me and said, are you fond with National Prison Radio? I was like, yeah, I got a bone to pick with you, by the way. I was like, I'm trying to write bars, but I can't write bars because there's too much beats. They're the same beats I've been playing. I made 3 tracks of the same beats 24/7. Like. And she started laughing. She was like, you know what? That's a good idea. What would you change about it? And I was like, I would change this. And then she looked at me and then she said, you know what? In the chapel, there's loads of activities that are going to come for the people in the induction wing. So all of you are going to go there somewhere around this week. When you go there, come see me. And I went to see her. I want to apply for National Prison Radio. I got the paper, I think, the next day.
Okay.
And they said I got accepted and I was happy.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, man.
Were you aiming to work with NPR?
I wasn't aiming, but it happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I wasn't aiming, it happened. But the reason why I liked it because you're not in jail, bro. You're not in jail. You wake up in the morning, coming out of the wing, going to a place that has a microphone, TV, computers, and you're thinking, this is not jail, bro.
It does block out the fact that you're in jail.
Yeah, man, it blocks out a lot
being in
of stuff.
that studio.
When you're inside that studio, you're just thinking to yourself, like, you're just with people, because people from the outside that work in the PRA, you're seeing them. They're chilling on the computers. And you're chilling on the computer as well. And that's what it is.
What does it do for your time inside when you're in that environment?
Makes it goes fast, man. Makes it go way fast. Like, the only thing I can say is that you'll be the first one to hear new music. That's number one. Once you're inside there. And that's what everyone wants anyways inside prison, because they all got the old CDs and that.
Yeah.
So when
it's a bit dated, they were delayed.
They were delayed because we're listening to the songs and putting it on the show. So it was good for that. Second thing is loads of good opportunities, man. I remember when I first went on it, I was co-hosting on a porridge show with one of my other colleagues, and we got Mo Gilligan on the show, man.
What? Mo Gilligan?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Mo Gilligan on the show. I have a picture, man. I should show you, lot. But it was when I had like a big afro.
Okay.
Mo Gilligan.
What, he came in?
He came inside.
No, that's
the
dope.
prison.
What was he doing in there?
I made a porridge show and I was making him laugh. And he was like, you see, you're funny. And I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he liked me. We took pictures. And I remember I shouted him when I came out. And he replied back. He's like, yeah.
Like, he's like, okay.
He's like, big up. I was like, yeah.
Big up Mo Gilligan.
Like,
Still.
man, he's a good guy, man. Big up Mo Gilligan. If he sees me, he's going to be like, Cause I think he must have thought I was crazy because I was bubbly. I was just saying mad jokes to him. And he was like, oh, this guy, he's a problem. Yeah, man.
So what was it about NPR, National Prison Radio, that intrigued you?
Just the structure. How people work together, how people get creative. Like, I worked in retail for most of my life.
Okay.
In retail, whatever you do, no matter how hard you work, no matter how less you work, and whatever effort you make, it gets unnoticed. You see me? Every time, it always gets unnoticed because that's how it is. Then no one cares if you stack the shelves properly up within 5 minutes. You're breaking your back if you do. That's you. You get it? So, but with the NPR, I say a creative thing, they tell me do it. And that was exciting. I was like, what? I remember it was Black History Month. I had to do like little poems for Martin Luther King and what was that lady? Rosa Parks and Stephen Lawrence and all of those stuff. So we had like little segments of me doing poems for them. And I did that. And they actually liked it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Was that your idea to do the poems?
Yeah, my idea to do those little type of poems. So it was good. And yeah, man, I started doing loads of other poems. I read the poem out and I think one colleague started crying.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I read one poem out. It was just, I need to read that out for you one time. Make sure, I'm going to give you like the audio, but it was there, innit? They still have it. They still have the audio while I was in jail. But yeah, man, it was good.
So those creative like opportunities with, you know, the space to be creative, what about that makes you feel, what does that make, how does that make you feel? Knowing that you're given that space to be creative.
It makes you feel nice, man. It makes you feel that like everything you do say and everything you want to do and your ideas is always been listening to. No idea is dumb, especially in NPR. No idea is dumb. If you say an idea, they expect you to actually come up with proof and ways of trying to chase that idea. Even if it flops, it's okay, at least you tried. But that's what they want you to do. They encourage you. And that's what they help me about. They encourage me touching my creativity side, innit? So I got a big up PRA for that. Yeah.
So, like, we already touched on it a bit, but I just wanted to touch on it a bit more. You know, you said being in the environment, like what it did for you. How did that help you? Did that help you in any way prepare for release?
What, being in
the PRA environment?
Yeah, it helped me out a lot.
The NPR environment. Sorry.
Yeah, it helped me out loads of ways. While I was inside that NPR environment, I was inside there, and it came to NPR was helping me so much. They helped me out with my CV.
Okay.
They helped me out with other charity organizations on the outside. They helped me out. They even helped me out to even chase my English and maths GCSEs while I was inside there.
Okay.
So I went to learning activities. They helped me there, and imagine I came out of prison with a Longford Trust scholarship.
Wow.
Go on, Ali.
Yeah, a Longford Trust scholarship. But the only thing, it went downhill because of the lockdown and because I came out 2020
into lockdown.
No, 2019 November, and
then it went into lockdown.
Yeah, it went into lockdown.
Yeah, that was the same as me, Ali.
Yeah,
In
man.
2019, then it was lockdown, a few months after. So how was release for you?
Release for me was it was a bit shaky still. So I remember. So for those who don't know, if you're inside jail and your release is coming up, make sure you look at your release papers and everything because there's some stuff that you don't know. So I looked at my release papers and I remember one colleague telling me, yo, they're saying you're gonna get shipped to another prison, to a deportation type prison. I got shook. I was like, what do you mean deportation? I got a passport. I don't know. But really and truly, it was my name and some other guy's name got mixed up.
Okay.
They got mixed up, so I was like, oh, thank God.
They gave you the wrong.
They gave me the wrong one, man. Do you know how many Ali Abdis
That's
are in jail, bro?
Wow.
Not cool.
It was not cool. My heart dropped.
Was that what are you talking about? Are you talking about your license condition or was
So
it?
you see the release paper
Yeah.
notification that you get inside there.
Yeah.
It has your date that you come in,
Yep.
your date that you're gonna get released, your official
Your
date
sentence
for
calculation.
yeah,
you're
sentence
talking about.
calculation,
Cool.
and your official date of HTC if you're getting it,
Yeah.
and then other dates that
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
what the hell is this date
Like
for?
fled date and all
yeah,
of them things.
yeah, you're thinking
cool.
what? And then I seen it and I'm like, raw, like man's not going. But then they helped me. Like it wasn't even help me. My OMU officer came
Yeah.
and said to me, it's not you, you're right, you're calm. So it was calm because I spoke to my probation officer on the outside
Okay.
and she went to see my mum. My mum liked her, she liked her as well. And they both hit off and yeah, man, she was like, you're good to go on November. Last day, I couldn't go sleep. Like every other last day anyways.
So what was that meeting? Why did she meet your mum?
For the house. Just they have to check the house for HTC in it.
Okay.
So basically HTC, for those who don't know, is house detention curfew. They give that to you if you are eligible to leave prison early.
Okay.
To leave prison early. So once they give you that and they put that tag on you, you're calm.
What's the criteria though? Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine.
What's the criteria for getting the HCC then?
Oh,
I
criteria.
was going to say leave prison early,
Yeah.
but on tag.
Yeah, on tag, yeah. So the criteria to get you, you're gonna be on tag. You're gonna on a certain time. You can change the time, depends on what you do. So if you are working,
Mhm.
you can change the time limits. Once you put inside the tag, they tell you to walk around the house and everything. And yeah, man, the tag.
What about inside before you can get it?
Oh, inside before you can get
Yeah.
it, they have to search your area. They have to search the area that you're in. So for instance, they talk to the police station around the area saying this guy's gonna come out on HCC. Police have to accept it.
Okay.
Then the council has to accept it.
Okay.
And then after that, your probation officer. So it's 3 check-ins. I think the council has though. I think the second one's council, but it's 3 check-ins though.
Okay.
Probation says okay. Police say okay. And then the council says okay.
Can the prison say no?
I don't. Yeah, in a sense, if you got like extra days or bad behavior or something. Like
Okay.
that, in a sense, but I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
about it.
How did you find being on tag? How did you cope with that? How
I
did
come
you deal
out.
with
I
it?
said, "No, I'm free. At least I'm free." That was the first couple weeks. The first couple weeks, you're like, "At least you're free. I don't care what."
Yeah.
Then after that,
Yeah.
when you're saying, "Oh, bro, come out, man," be like, "Bro, it's too early." Like you're trying to tell your friends to come out. Like, "Yo, I'm on tag, but come on, man. Bro, it's 10 a.m. You want me to come out? At least come out at 5. Bro, 5 p.m. I have to go home."
What was your time? What was the time?
7 to 7.
Okay. 7 a.m. to 7
Yeah.
p.m.
7 to 7. What happened to me one time was I went to the sauna room with the tag. So I'm inside the sauna room, done sauna, came back home, and I'm hearing a next, like a telephone ring. I'm thinking, what the hell? I never heard this sound before. I go to the sitting room, it's the box. I'm thinking, all right, cool, I pick up.
The box that comes with the tag.
Yeah, with the tag. I pick up. I'm like, yo. And they're like, yeah. Are you inside? Like, who's going to pick up the phone if I'm not inside? And they're like, because we can't see you if you're not inside. I was like, bro, I picked up the phone. And he's like, because we can't see you. Like, we think your tag is broken. So for 3 days, just make sure you come back on time. But me, you see me, I was a good dude. Yeah, man, come back on time 3 days. Certain people, they will come back for 3 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Did they replace it?
They replaced it. They came back. They put a new one there. They told me not to go to the steam or sauna room ever again. So,
Okay.
yeah, man.
That was your relaxation days over, eh?
Over straight, man.
It's a bit harsh.
Mm.
But so then, how did you get back in contact with the PRA and National Prison Radio?
For like a year, they haven't contacted me. But then for a year, the beginning when I came out, they contacted me. They started saying how I'm doing everything. I told them I'm doing good. I got a job, everything, all of that. They said cool. So they left me aside, and then until the ending of the year, and they said to me,
What was your job?
"Oh, Sainsbury's."
Okay.
I was what is it? Heavy loader. You know, the people that break their backs to put it inside a van and that. So I will do your shopping for you, innit?
Okay.
But if you're rude to me, your shopping, you might get a whole milk instead of skim there.
Ali, you
might get a whole milk instead of skim milk, mate.
So was there any reason why you didn't continue? Oh, so you couldn't continue what you're doing, so you were in Brixton on the radio?
No, I wasn't. I didn't go straight to the radio straight away as soon as I came out. So I was
okay.
working in Sainsbury's first.
Okay.
When I came out first year, and then after that, I went to. They called me up actually. I can't say the person's name, but
one of the big bugs.
One of the big bugs.
dogs.
The big dogs.
Yeah.
The big dogs called me up and said, Ali, what? You want to work for MPR? I was like, bro, man's not in prison. How can I work for MPR? He's like, nah, we can hire you. I was like, yeah, defo, man. Come, yeah, 100%. I went inside, done my interview. Interview was funny because there's two people that I already knew. I was like, oh, yeah, long time no see. You used to open doors for me, remember? Yeah, man. And then all
What
of a
did that
sudden,
feel like?
it felt nice because they weren't looking after me. It was like we was equal.
Okay.
So it was crazy. Like I never used to be equal with them on the inside. I used to be just a prisoner, and it was sensed all over because they have their own area. We have our own area. They have internet. We don't. We have to work on this side, and like they have.
There was the boundaries in it.
There was boundaries. They had bells, loads of bells around the areas.
Yeah.
Like everywhere around the walls in case something happened. And it was just that, and they were all closed off because when you're working inside that environment, you're not allowed to sell nothing to a prisoner. And I didn't mind that. I wouldn't mind.
That's your standard procedure.
Procedures, man. They told me their names. I don't care what area they're from, everything. And then when I came out, everyone started talking to me normally. I'm from this area. I'm from that area. I'm like, yeah, okay. This is how it feels like.
It is crazy how you feel when you're inside, like a prisoner, and everybody else is like normal.
Yeah.
And then when you're out, you're just on that.
It's an equal playing field again, isn't it?
Equal playing field, man.
Did you ever expect to have that phone call?
No, I didn't. I didn't even expect to even work back in MPR again, man. I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I wouldn't know what to do as a career if it wasn't for PRA.
Wow.
And MPR, man.
So having said that, what does the role that you have now mean to you?
It means a lot. I'm a radio producer, official. You get me? I can edit. I can do everything that everyone does now.
Yeah.
I can dibble and dabble. I can network. It was hard, especially for a person that's been working in retail. Imagine you have to do networking and emails and edit Excel and Microsoft. For those type of stuff, especially for an ex-convict, it's too much. So some people quit easily and that, but really and truly, it just helped me out to learn more. And now I'm easy with everything now, man. Some people don't see me as
also a presenter.
Yeah, also a presenter as well. Yeah, also a presenter still. But some people don't see me as what do you even call it? Some people don't see me as a radio producer in a sense. They just see me as a normal person because I don't show them. People on the outside don't see me as that.
Okay.
Only on the inside people see me. But on the outside, I tell them I'm a radio producer. And they always say, what station?
So what do you say then?
I'll be like, yeah, it's a big station, you know. And they're like, is it? What's it called? It has like 80,000 listeners, you know.
Yeah.
What's it called though? It's all over England, cuz. What are you talking about? What is it? It's in prison. Huh? What did you say, bro? I said, bro, I broadcast to the prisoners. You get me? They'll be like, so you broadcast to the prisoners? Some people say it's cool.
Yeah.
Some people say sick. You got the occasional roadman robbing a handset, thinking of ideas. You're like, oh, working in the radio, mate. All right. And then you got the occasion.
Wow.
You got the occasion. People that are just like having so much questions. Like,
Okay.
What happens? What do you do? What happens inside? So that you're telling them all of that as well. So it's just. You get different mixtures of our feelings, but mostly, anyways. Yeah.
No, that's
Ali,
jokes.
Yeah,
that's great.
Got me crying and that.
Yeah.
That's jokes.
It's so lovely to hear. You're smashing it. So well done.
Hopefully.
Okay, so what are your career plans? What do you see yourself doing in the future?
In the future, I want to do live. I want to do
What, live radio?
Like live radio.
What is it about that intrigues you?
It intrigues me. It's just learning the etiquettes, man. Learning to be live. What is it? How do people do it? How do people stable themselves when they're alive? Or how do people talk? And when they're stuttering, how do they come back from it? And all of those type of stuff, like, it intrigues me. Especially people that can be funny one time and then turn serious.
Okay.
And then be funny the next time and then turn serious.
So what kind of show would your live show be then? Your live radio show? If I had a
live radio show,
yeah,
it would be mostly funny stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bare funny stuff, man. There's a podcast, not a podcast, sorry. There's like a show out there that I really like, and I've been listening to them. It's on YouTube. It's called Something and Gigs. It's like these two guys that are on the internet just look at Twitter and funny stuff on Twitter, and they start reading out. And it's jokes, so it would be similar to that in a sense, but it will be
like banter, conversational, loads of guests on the show as well. People talking about normal stuff. I'm not with the controversial stuff, but if there is controversy, I wouldn't mind that. I hear you. I hear you. So then, what would you say to someone who's like, just about to get out, or someone who's recently been out of prison and what they want to pursue a career in radio? What would you say to them?
I would tell them, bro, don't be hard on yourself, man. Don't say that you can't do nothing, man. Anyone can do anything. It just takes practice and everything. But when you do want to become something, just never be shy away from, first of all, never have pride or ego if you want to do something. Because pride and ego can kill your whole dreams off. If you got ego involved, maybe you'd be like, that guy is just a little low-level producer. I'm a big level. You know what? I'm not going to work with him. That's stupid. Always, every opportunity that you see, collect it. Take it, man. That's what I say to people, man. Any opportunity. I even tell people that, even for people that don't have no jobs, you never worked in your life, when you're in prison, come out, start a warehouse. I'm guarantee you'll level up. That's how I leveled up. I started warehouse, bro. You get me, man? I was starting warehouse, night shift, dead money, working like a slave, but at the same time, it was good. It was good. It helped me. It showed me a lot, because the money that you sweat for and the stuff that you do,
you earned this.
Yeah.
You
get it? And that's a good achievement. Fulfilling, feeling.
So then always push forward, always take the opportunities.
Always take the opportunity. That's what I'll say to them. Always take the opportunities. Listen very well. Never, everyone has something important to say. Never throw anything away, and don't think that you're better than anyone. That's number one. Don't think you're better than no one. Always be the same as another person. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people, listening are going to benefit from that. So
hopefully, man. I wish they do.
We also like to ask our guests if there's any organizations that really helped them when they got out, or, coming up to release.
I have like 3 organizations that I like to shout out. I would say, first of all, it's the lovely PRA NPR organization. They help me out.
PRA meaning?
100. PRA meaning is our Prison Radio Association. NPR, National Prison Radio. They're all in one organization anyways. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I wouldn't have the skills or the experience if it wasn't for them. So shout out, PRA. You get me? And I would say Only Connect. They help me out because they help me out with a lot of stuff, because they're based in King's Cross. They helped me out with provisional. They made me get a provisional quick. I was like, yo, these lot are actually lit, and they got so much people working there. Anything that you want to do, there's like so many people eager to put you in that direction. So big up Only Connect. And the next organization that I like to talk about would be Shannon Trust. They help out the Free Flow Show. It's called the Instrumental Show, where we play your beat twice so that you can get your bars right. And basically, that is a show for, like, it's a charity group that helps prisoners learn how to read and write. And certain prisoners that didn't know how to read and write but know how to rhyme, once they learn how to read and write, they're writing, baby. Like, that's what they do. They're going to have.
We actually had Scott from Shannon Trust appear on our show, the other show we have, Getting Out, where we talk about how people who leave prison can further their education once they get out. So check that out if you're interested in that.
And some other organisations that can help if you've just been released from prison or coming up to release, and that's Novus. They deliver education, training and employability services to people in prisons, approved premises and the community, and they're across the whole of the UK. And 731, so they're a non-profit organisation committed to help people in prison or those after release, using the creative industry.
There's also Kursler, who work with people who have got experience with the criminal justice system and help them, support them to better their lives through the arts. So check them out.
We are also absolutely loving everybody getting in touch and the interaction with people. We just wanted to read out a message from Joel, and he said, "Hi guys, I love what you're doing. It's amazing and inspiring to hear these stories and reminds me I'm not alone. I discovered my purpose through the painful process of losing everything. I now run a charity that works with young people and those that work with them, including training the police, which is a pinch yourself moment."
All right.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, Joe.
I tell you, that's sick.
Yeah, no, that's good. Working with young people, I love that.
And, also the fact that helps you not feeling alone. I felt like that.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. We feel it, and we're here as well. So thank you for sending your message.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, man. And please do keep getting in touch with us. We really love to hear these messages. You can do this by DMing us on Instagram and Twitter at AfterPrisonPod. Or if you prefer to send an email, you can email us at podcasts@prison.radio. Or if you prefer to write to us, you can write to us at Life After Prison, National Prison Radio, HMP Brixton, London, SW2 5XF. But we've also got a website, lifeafterprisonpod.com, where you can find more information and you can send us a voice message. So hit us up.
So massive thank you to you guys for listening, and a massive thank you to Ali.
Big up yourself.
Yes, I love to be on the show, man.
for joining us today
Yes.
in the studio. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, take care.